computer. Okay, so we are going to try and work out some of these commands that you see right here. So ls with all their options. We're going to do the touch commands with extra options. We are going to do the cat command. You guys know already some of these. I think you guys know the first three. And then we're going to do remove and clear and history. Okay? So I'm going to start already with clear because as you can see, my my terminal is filled with stuff. Hold on a second. Can I remove this? I'm going to remove something here. There we go. Much better, right? Easier to see. All right. Can I get a thumbs up for you guys that have? Can I get a thumbs up when you guys are ready? I get a yes from Meredith. Yes from May. All right, a couple more minutes. I know sometimes it takes a little while to load up. All right, so I'm already in a specific directory because that's where I want to keep all my files when I'm showing you things. You guys are going to have nothing, of course. It's going to be completely empty, but we're going to learn how to create a certain amount of dummy files so that you guys can kind of work on it with me, okay? If you don't want to, just look, but I think there's value in actually doing it as I'm going through this. So you could always maybe half your screen so you can see what I'm doing and at the same time enter it in your terminal, okay? So the first thing if you want to, let's say you wanted to clear, hold on, let me see how much. Okay, you see how I have all this thing going on? So if I just wanted to clear just this part of the screen, but not what was up there. So you guys, whenever we were on Thief, for example, you guys open a large file, right? But maybe you just want to delete what is here, but not all the rest of the work that you've done past this. So if you were to scroll up, oops. So maybe I don't want to delete all this, but I just want to delete what I have right here, especially because I'm teaching you and I want this to clear up, right? So what I could do is I could use clear, hold on a second, clear space -x. So let's do that. Clear space -x. So what that's going to do is going to delete everything that's here, but not everything that's before that, right? Because maybe I need to know what I wrote before this, right? So that's clear space -x. So now that I'm going to clear everything in my terminal, I could just do clear, right? As you can see now, I don't have any kind of scrolling space because it's all gone. Yep, I can't even scroll. Okay? So that takes care of these two. I'm going to mark them a little bit so I know I talked to you about.
Okay, Una, I have a question.
Yep.
So I'm in, where'd it go? So I'm in DailyLinux. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not. It said aborted.
Right. So to get to your terminal, you would click this thing right here.
And then I'm sorry. Let me get back to your screen. Go ahead. Or
you can, right here, there's like the terminal.
Mm-hmm.
You can also right click and it should give you, yeah. See that? Open terminal here. Mm-hmm. Right. If you right click on your desktop, it should give you the terminal as well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to start with the touch files. The reason why I want to start with touch files because I'm trying to build up a few things in your folder so that you can kind of use the ls command with me later. Okay. So you can, so we're not talking about this today, but if you want, you can create a folder. Do you guys remember how to create a directory? Oops, wrong window. You could use a make directory and then just call it whatever you want. I called it day1. So I would have that specifically for day1, right? So if I went to create the day1, I would do make directory day1 and click enter, right? I already have it there, so I'm not gonna rewrite it. But if you want to, go ahead and create that. That way you have the specific place for what we're gonna work on today. All right, so we already know, so your folder is gonna be empty, your day1 folder is gonna be empty, mine is not, because I wanna make sure I have enough files to talk to you, right? To work you through. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're going to create, let's create the first thing, maybe call it something else. maybe I'll call it my new file, because as you can see, I have a lot of files already. So I'm going to create my new file. So touch my new file, right? So what this is going to do, it should create, there you go, my new file, right? It wasn't before. Now it is. If you could mute yourself whenever I'm teaching, that'd be fantastic, so we don't hear all the background noise. Okay, guys? All right. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to create multiple files at once, right? Cat my new file 1, my new file 2, and my new file 3. Oops, that is definitely not cat. I'm sorry. It should be touch. I'm just checking you guys are paying attention. Just kidding. Sorry, guys. Touch, right? I'm supposed to be right here, not right here. All right, so if I do ls, and again, hold on, guys. I'm going to get my act together. So ls, and I should have them. There you go. They're all here. Okay? So how are we doing on the creation right now? You guys are good?
Good.
Good. Awesome. Cool. So before we go on to the next touch, so you guys should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 files going on. I'm going to get you guys to create a bunch of dummy files, right? So that you have a lot more noise going on. That's what we call it, noise, because it's a bunch of empty files. There's really nothing in them. Let's create a bunch of noise now, right? So we're going to do touch again, definitely not cat. And I'm going to call them May, because that's the name. That's going to be the name of my file. But that's because I don't have anything else. So I'm going to do this. Think of it as a range, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm seeing some chats here, and okay, all right, cool. So I'm going to call my files May, and I'm going to go from let's see. I'm going to go from 0 to 9, right? I'm going to kind of stick to this right here. I want to create 10 files, so I'm going to do 0, .9. Okay, and I'm going to create them. I'm going to click enter. All right, so let me see if it worked out. Ooh, look at that. May 0 through 9, and that's a total of 10 files, correct? Can anyone guess how I created these ones right here? Anyone? Hello, hello.
What do you ask?
How do you think that I created these ones with the double digits? This is your hint. This is 1 digit.
Oh.
Go ahead, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say you did the same thing.
That's right. I did touch file, and I used 2 digits, 0, 0, dot, dot. And what was the highest? 33, so 3, 3. And then I did this, okay? You could also do it with letters. So if I want to do file A to Z to have 26 files, I could do that, right? Don't really want the extra files, but if you did this, which you could, you will see that it's going to generate file A through file Z. Okay? So I did this to create noise.
Does that also work for cat? Like, will it just create it too?
I don't think, let's try. I don't believe so, because you would need to enter things. Whenever you do this, remember it's asking you to enter things. Let's see if I'm going to break it. Let's call it John, just in case. Hold on. John 0 to 3. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, whenever you, no, that's good. I think the best thing you can do if you want to learn Linux command line is to do a bunch of stuff to see what happens. The reason why this isn't working is cat usually asks you whenever you do this to enter information and for the file, right? So now you created 4 files. So it has no idea what you want exactly, right? Like which one do you want to enter it in? Like that one would not make sense. All right, so I talked to you about this. We talked about this, and we talked about this, right? So I'm gonna jump up to the ls commands. Now that you have enough things in your in your folder, I'm going to clear my screen by clicking clear again. Okay, so you know that ls gives me everything I have in this specific directory called day1, right? Now, if I want the long form with the extra information, I would do ls space -l, correct? Click enter. Oh, there we go. So this is the long form. It gives me everything I want to know. It gives me the name of the file. It gives me when it was modified. It gives me when it was created. So when it was, no, this whole thing is like when it was modified. Obviously, it was created and modified at the exact same time. So this is what I'm going to see. The user, the owner, so I'm sorry, the owner of the file, the group the owner or this file belongs to. This obviously is the same because I'm part of the exact same group. And here is, I think we talked about it before, is what is it? Is it a file or directory? Read and write for the user, for the group, and for anybody else. Okay, so ls is my long form. It gives me all the information I want. As you can see, it's coded, and here you can see the size of each file and directory. Right, so obviously some have a lot, some have none. Okay. So now if I wanted to see the hidden files and directories, I would do ls-a. And you guys already know about this one, right? So as you can see, I have a couple hidden files that I've created, and I have these two that always appear, right? So these are actual links. We're not going to talk about it today. We'll go more in depth in, I think it's this week. But let's say I don't want to see this all the time. I just want to see the other hidden files that are here. I would do ls space, sorry, a. And there you go. It got rid of these two, and now I should only see the hidden, I don't have a hidden file here. I only have hidden directories. If you wanted to create a hidden file, you just put a dot in front of it.
Wait, okay, for the ls capital A, is that, you use that to see hidden directory?
And file. So let me create one that is a hidden file. Okay, so if I did ls-a, there you go, it's right here. Right? So I have my hidden anything. Secret, here's my hidden directory, here's my hidden file.
What about like the small case A? What is the difference between these two?
The small case A is going to show you these are called hard links. And really this is for your parent directory and this is for the current directory. We're going to talk about hard links a little bit later, but it pretty much, if you do the capital A, is just going to hide this. And I'm going to show you why this option is actually kind of interesting for later, whenever we'll start asking for paths. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so now if I just want my stuff in one column only, I would do ls space -1. And here you go. They're all arranged vertically. Probably nicer if you only have a few, because if you have hundreds, I don't know, you may not want all that. But if, as you can see also, they are sorted alphabetically. I know I'm speaking really fast, so try and, wait, can you still hear me? Yeah. Go ahead and try to catch up with me. How far are you guys right now?
I'm following.
You guys are following? Are you guys doing it on your own on the side too?
I am. I don't see I don't know the difference between I don't know what the capital A does versus just regular ls.
Virtual, okay. Okay. So just ls. I have everything under ls, right? But what is missing?
Hidden files.
Hidden files, that's right. If I do ls-a, I have everything, including my hidden file, my hidden directories, and these hard links as well that starts with a dot, right? That you don't usually see if you just did an ls.
I'm talking about ls versus ls-capital A.
So if I did ls-capital A, now I don't see those hard links. I only see the hidden directories and the hidden files. So capital A excludes those hard links that are created in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing, so play around with this already, right? So you should have created a bunch of files. So you should have a lot of noise to play with, right? If you want to create those hidden files, go ahead. You just have to do make directory, or you can just do touch and then dot and whatever you want, because I would make it a hidden file. Now, a hidden file is not so that you can hide information anywhere. It's really so that you don't accidentally, for example, delete the file. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Yeah, if you can don't accidentally delete the file. But as you can see, it's very easy to go and find a hidden file. So that's not something you can just hide your passwords in, correct? All right, so now I'm going to add list files and show contents of each directory, right? So I'm going to do the next one, which is ls-R. So as you can see, this is the current directory. This is in the day1 directory, so this one right here. And this is going to be in the students directory, everything I got in there. And this is in the teachers directory, everything. Oh, sorry, students, sorry, and then teachers, which there's nothing. However, you do remember that there are other directories that are in there, right? And they're just hidden. So the fun thing about all these options is you can kind of like mesh them together. So if I said ls-ar, there you go. So now I know. So obviously I didn't put any noise in here for you to see, but now I have the whole thing, the whole directory. I have every file inside of day01, all files in those secret directories, and all files in students and teachers, right? I've got nothing in those, but I can start creating noise for you guys if you wanted to see. But the only thing I did that's different is I put those two options together, right? I put A, which shows me all the hidden files and directories, and I did R, which shows me the content of the directories, right? Now, if I had not excluded, if I did AR, things starts to get annoying. There's actually, it wouldn't even make sense to do it this way. This technically tells you about the parent directory, and you guys know what this looks like, right? The single dot means in here, so it is the current directory. But as you can see, let's remove all that stuff right here that right now it doesn't even make sense for the purpose of this lesson by just doing this one, right? Look how clean this is, perfect. How are we doing, guys?
Can you explain it a little bit more? I'm kind of like.
Which part? R or A?
The AR.
AR. So what I did is I combined two options together, right? So if I do ls, just lsr, okay, let's clear this. So if I did ls-r, it gives me all the content inside visible directories, right? These directories are not hidden, correct? Teacher, student, and day1 are not hidden. So they'll show me, with -r, the option, will show me the content of each visible directories. However, what if I wanted to see what is inside those hidden directories, right? If I want to see a hidden directory, I could do -a. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's going to show me the hidden directories, but exclude those hard links that I don't want to see right now, right? However, now I want to see the content of all the directories, including the hidden ones. So I'm adding the option R, and I'm adding the option A, because A gives me all directories, all files and directories, including the hidden ones. And I want to know what's inside of each directory. So I'm doing R. So it's just me adding two different options together. This option, oops, sorry. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. This option and this option. So I just added them together.
So like the small letter A is to see the hidden file, and the capital A is to see all the hidden file and all the directory, basically everything. And then if you do ls AR is show you the contents of all the hidden file directory stuff, right?
Yes, it's going to show you. So, okay, let me recap that. Lowercase a is going to show you the hidden file directory plus those hard links, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these right here are
Mm-hmm.
hard links. Hard links to your parent directory, hard link to the current directory. Right now, we're not going to be talking about this much, but if I changed it and I don't want to see this anymore, I just want to see the hidden directory and the hidden file, right? I would do ls capital A, right? Now I no longer see this. I'm only seeing the hidden directory and the hidden file. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I want to see the contents of each directory that are here, right? I do ls-r. However, as you can see, there are some directories that are missing. The hidden directories aren't here. Do you agree?
Agree.
So what I'm doing is I'm adding more than one option together. Dash A showed me all the directories, including the hidden ones, correct?
Correct.
And if I do R with it, it will show me the content of every single directory, including the hidden one, because I did A.
Okay, I got it.
Right, so right now it's empty, but if I added noise, you would have seen every single file that was in hidden file 1, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I should have probably called this hidden directory. That would have made more sense. Okay, so now we're going to do ls-p. So ls-p is going, sorry, let me do that again. ls-p is going to show you which of these have a path. So you already know that a file is not going to have anything after it, right? If I do ls-p, it's going to do like this little slash after the directory, because if I did 1 slash, it would be, if you think about it, the beginning of a path, right? So if I did a file after it, so let's add a file here. Let's do John 1. Oops. John 1. All right, let me go back. If I was like, you know what, so the path to get to John 1 would be day 01 slash, right? Because that's the beginning of this path, John 1. That's how you would get to John 1. You would start, this is the directory, slash. So these forward slashes are path separators, and then the name of the file. So think of it of the beginning of a file path. All this is showing you is that is the beginning of the file path. That's all this is showing you, right? So again, I'm going to ask you, what would you do if you wanted to see the hidden directories with the file path?
OS.
So you know I'm going to see path with the P, right? How do I show hidden directories?
A, capital A.
There you go. Was that Meredith? Good job, Meredith.
Yes, that was me.
Awesome. So as you can see, there is no file path after it, because these are files, and there's definitely not going to be anything inside of them, right? But you will have something inside a directory potentially. So that's why you see those file path. Is anyone confused about the fact that I'm adding two options together?
No, but does it matter which letter comes first?
No, it doesn't. Let's do this. Good question. There you go. Doesn't matter.
What do you mean by file path?
So right here is a file path. You see how each of them are separated by path separators? So you got document / DailyLinux / day1. That's the file path to get inside of day1.
Okay.
Okay. From the outermost directory, I have to go through all of these to get to the inside of day1. Okay, let's do the next one. ls-h. I don't know if it's hl. Hold on a second. Let's see this. Yeah, so you have to do ls-hl. Why am I adding that L, do you think? What was that? What was the L for? Do you guys remember? This is me adding more than one option together, right? What was the L for again?
Long form.
Yes, long format. So if I do this, oops, oh my goodness. All right, guys, hold on. There we go. So now I get the long format, which is what I wanted. The H makes this part human readable, right? So not that it's hard to see right here because it's a small number, but I have this right here. It is all it's doing. It's just making this part right here human readable. So now instead of seeing this as 4096, this is gonna show me 4000 bytes. That is all it is. How are we doing, guys? I'm gonna take that as a good because I don't hear anyone asking more questions. Okay, now if I wanted to sort this by how big the file was, but file size, sorry, that makes more sense. I'm going to do this next one. All right, let's see if I told you the truth. So day one, sorry, let's see. Day one was at 4,000. Students and teacher were also at 4,000. And then the others have 0 in it, except day one, right? Day one had 264 bytes. So what this does is gonna go from highest, so the most, to the smallest amount, right? Unit for the PNG has 0 bytes. And if they're all the same, so first they're gonna do the directories, then they're gonna do the files. But first it goes with the biggest file or directory goes first. And then if they all have the same, it'll sort them alphabetically. So these three have the same amount of bytes, right? So it's been sorted alphabetically. Day one has the most amount out of all of these. Every single one here has 0 bytes if you pay attention. So it sorted them alphabetically. So I hope that you guys are, sorry, trying to actually recreate this in your own terminal. How many of you are doing this right now?
I just put it in Google Drive.
In what?
I just put it in Google Drive document.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm doing it in my terminal.
Okay, good. Good. All right, so I'm gonna do the next two, and then we're gonna go back to the touch command, okay? So let's do ls-x. So what ls-x did, and that's actually weird. Why did day one first appear here? So ls-x is supposed to sort the file by, list the file and sort them by extension. So I need to get back to you as to why this appeared here instead of over there. But looking at the files, so no extension, and then PNG, and then TXT, which have been sorted by their by the letter first, right? So Una is going to be the same. However, P comes before T. So let me get back to you as to why day one appeared up here. I don't know why that happened. And the last one is ls space -r. And that should be the reverse of what you just saw. There you go. So backwards. I need to figure out this one right here. So if I don't say tomorrow or later today, remind me and I'll give you an answer. Okay, we're gonna go back to the touch command. So the touch command is not just for creating files, it's also for changing the timestamp of a file. So when it was last modified. So let's say ls dash, oops, again, ls dash l. Alrighty. So let's say I'm going to change a random file. Maybe I'll change May 0. So as you can see, it was created is what at 13:52. So today at 1:52, right? This is military time. I'm going to change it. So I showed you guys VI last time. Let's try Nano. Nano is a little bit easier. So let's do Nano. Another text editor, May 0. All right. So Una created this file. Okay. I just like to follow the prompts here. So it tells you want to exit, you're going to do Control X. You want to modify it, I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to click enter. All right. So I'm going to clear this and I'm going to do ls. Oh, I should have cleared it. It's okay. All right. So I created, if you pay attention here, right, it is now 2:16. As you can see, May 1 through 9 were created at the exact same time. May 0 was created at the same time, but it has now changed because it has just been modified, right? So let's say I go and snoop into someone's files, and I don't want to know that I snooped into them because now it shows that I've changed something in this file, right? I could do that if I wanted to, and I could set it to either, so this is for time, I could change it to the time that I want, or I could change it so that it matches another file. So let's try this. So we're going to say touch May 0 dash R, and I'm going to say make it so it looks like May 1, right? Because May 1 is 13:52. I want May 0 to be at 13:52. All right, let's see if I did it. So I want May 0 to say 13:52. So let's see if that worked. May 0 is now 13:52. So May will have no idea that I went into this file to change a few things. Okay, great way to start wreaking havoc.
I'm sorry, Una. What command did you just use again to change the?
Yeah, we can do it again. So I'm gonna change May. Okay, I keep on picking May because it's the easiest to write. Let's change file 31. Okay, so I'm going to open it using Nano. It's a little easier than Vim. So I'm going to use Nano. I'm going to open file 33. No, file 32, sorry. File 32. Right? I can write what I want here. I'm going to exit. I'm going to say yes. Okay? So if you look at file 33, no, 32, sorry, I keep saying 33. 32, so it was the modification, the last modification was April 6th at 12:57, right? So right before 1 o'clock. So now if I check again, instead of saying maybe, so all of these were created at the exact same time, right? So if I do this, ls-l, file 32, there you go. It was definitely changed compared to the other files, right? All the other files were done at 12:57. This one, for some reason, is different. That means that I went in and modified it somehow. So let's say to the naked eye, I don't want somebody to realize, wait a minute, somebody modified this file. I can do that. I'm going to use this one because I don't want to go through all this trouble right here. I just want to write, you know what? Go ahead and take my file and make the timestamp look like this other file. So I'm going to do touch. Oh my goodness, you guys. Turns out I can't multitask. Okay, touch. Let's say file, which one I changed? File 32? I'm like, all right, take file 32 and give it the timestamp for file 30. Okay, I'm gonna click enter. I'm gonna do ls-l. So remember how 32 said that it was modified at 2:18, right? So just right now. And I wanted to say 12:57, right? Like file 30, 12:57. I want it to look the same. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if I changed it. So 12:32, yeah, look at that. 12:57, it's like I never touched it. Awesome. So to the next guy. Say that one more time, sorry.
Mine is doing the opposite. It's changing the second file to match the first file that I changed.
So you're doing touch, the file that you want change, R, and then the file that it's supposed to match.
Right, and it's doing the reverse.
It's doing the reverse.
Like I typed in the exact thing that you did, file 32, and to match file 30, and instead of matching file 30, it made file 30 the same time as file 32.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So because I'm recording right now, I'm not going to stop sharing to see yours, but I'm actually interested in seeing what yours is doing right after, okay?
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So I promise I'm going to take a look at it, and if I forget, remind me so I can see. Because I like seeing discrepancy like this so I can learn for myself as well. Okay, so if what I can do is I could also completely change the date to an earlier time. So there's another reason why to change. It has to do with like processes and how they see when a file or anything was last updated. So there could be more than, and I'm sorry, I can't give you a real life example. I'm sure I'll find one. But there is other reasons other than hiding what you've done, right? It could be that there's a process that need newly updated files, or maybe you don't want it to be part of that, those files that are being used. So you would change the year, month, and date for it, okay? So I'm going to try, let's pick another one. Let's pick May, I think I did May 9 already. Let's do May 6. Yeah, let's do May 6. May as in your instructor, okay? Not the month. Okay, let's do it. So touch, I'm going to pick on the May 6 file. And I'm going to change the time. So I'm going to do -T. And I'm going to say that this file was created in March. Okay. So 03. So I'm looking at here, right? So 2 digits per month, 2 for day, 2 for hour, and 2 for minutes. Okay. So I'm going to say March 20th at, let's see, 3 in the morning. All right. So we see nothing. Remember, I changed May, this one, right? So I'm going to do ls-l. There you go. March 20th at 3:23 in the morning. See how it's changed?
Can you show it again? Because my say invalid day format.
Invalid day format.
Invalid.
Okay, let's do it one more time. Let's pick another one. Let me pick something other than this because it's confusing me with a month. Let's do file 28. So we're gonna do touch. We're gonna do file 28. We're gonna do -T. And so you're gonna pick 4 for the year, 2020. We're gonna pick 2 for the month. So I picked March, so I'm gonna do 03. I'm gonna pick the 21st of March, so 21. And then we're gonna pick, I don't know, 11:30. 11:30. Sorry, a little confusing here, but this is 3 for March, 21 for the day, 11 for the hour, 30 for the minutes. How are we doing, Emily?
Good.
Okay, all right. So if I did Ellis, what?
The time is military time?
Yes, it's in military time.
Okay.
As you can see, 13:52, right? So.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
All right. So Ellis-L, sorry. There you go. File 28 has now been changed to March 21st at 11:30. So if I wanted to refresh May 7th, for example, to show the time right now, right, to 3:24. No, it's sorry, it's 2:24. I would do touch, and what did I say? May 7? May 7. So it was at 13:52, right? April 6, 13:52, and I wanted to say April 6, 2:24. So 14:24. Let's see if that happened. There you go. See, 14:24. So just by doing touch, and then May 7 is going to change the time to right now, right? Now, you guys remember, if I do touch and the name of a file, so right now, if I do touch May 7 already exists. So all it's going to do is going to change the timestamp, correct? Now, if I did touch May 10, it would end up creating a brand new file because May 10 does not exist, right? Now, let's say I want to be cautious. I'm going to say, go ahead and only change. So doing this will only change the timestamp. However, if May 9 doesn't exist, nothing will happen. It will not create a brand new file. So I'll repeat myself. So when you do touch in the name of a file, it either creates a file or change its timestamp, correct? So May 9 actually already exists. So all it's going to do is going to change my timestamp. Now, let's say I just want to make sure that I don't randomly create a new file. I would do touch -c space May 10. So if I were to do this, I'm going to see what is there, right? So if I had done without the -c, what would happen right now? Anyone?
Create a file.
We create May 10.
Exactly. But now that I did touch -c, it's first going to check. -c would only change the timestamp. But as you can see, May 10 doesn't exist. So the timestamp of what is going to change? Absolutely nothing. As you can see, May 10 was never created. Thus, no timestamp was changed. Okay? Now I'm going to change the timestamp for May 9. I'm just being cautious. So I'm going to do -c May 9 so that if May 9 does not exist, nothing's going to happen, right? But -c will change the timestamp if May 9 exists. May 9, 2:27, just like the time right now.
What does the -c stand for?
It's actually specifically for a file. So I'm not going to get into that, but really there are 3 types of stamps per file. This one is the change stamp.
Okay.
So for now, just remember, it just changes the modification of the file. Just think of it that way for now. Alrighty. So now we're getting into cat. So cat doesn't really mean create. Doesn't mean, yeah, create a file. Oh my God. Cat doesn't mean read a file. It's actually a short for concatenate. And if you've done any kind of coding before and you've concatenated strings, concatenating a string means piecing it together pretty much, right? Which is why whenever we do cat file 1, file 2, file 3, it just brings all of them together in a single file. Do you guys remember that? I hope you remember that. If you don't, let me know. Oh, I got a thumbs up. Awesome. So as you can see, when I did ls-l, it showed me that there is some with something in it, right? So this is a file with something inside this file. There's nothing inside of these files, so I don't really care about this. File 33, May 0 has 23 bytes. And these directory also have quite a bit. So right now I want to see what's in file 33. So you guys already know, cat file 33. There you go. Right? If I want to open file 32, cat file, file 32. Right? If I want to know what's inside of both of them, and I want to put them both of them together, I could do file 32, file 33. There you go. They're both together in here. Now that did not change what's in file 32 and file 33, right? I'm just opening both at the same time. Let's see if I can So I'm going to, I showed you this already last time, but this is not part, redirection is not part of our lesson today. Okay. So if I wanted to have it numerically, oh my God. If I want numbers in front of my lines, sorry, English is hard today. I would do cat -n, and I would do file 40. There you go. So that's just to number the lines, which will be important if you had like, I don't know, like 300 lines. Then I could specifically point to, hey, take a look at line 100. There's something going on with it, right? So the next two are going to matter if there are spaces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this file and I'm going to create spaces, okay? So the way you open this file, you can do nano or VI, but nano it is. Let me see. So you don't need to know how to do this. We'll work on it together next time. All right, let's see what this next thing brings us. So file 40. Doesn't look like much is happening. But if I did file 40 just like this, just to open it, you would just see the lines, right? You just see the lines. -n will give you numbers. So let's try it again. So this one should give me the numbers for the spaces too. Let me see. There we go. So looks a little different from here, and that's because I added spaces on purpose. So cat file 40, so the name of the file, space -b, will give me the, will number the lines while omitting the spaces. So you see how the space is not counted as part of a line, correct? However, if so now I added spaces, but I do cat -n, -n will number every single line, whether it's a space or not. So here's the space. It's still counted as 2, still counted as 4, right? So how many lines in this file? 5. Spaces do matter later, or usually it matters. So whenever you'll do hashing later, you see that you don't want spaces because it will affect your hash. So knowing that there are spaces in your file is important. So I could also highlight where those spaces are, or line return, by doing space -a. So I'm gonna do, hold on, space -A. There you go, look at the line return. Highlights the spaces. So I think that something that's important is to play it with yourself, you know? Try to create a file, try to concatenate it, add some lines, add some spaces, and see what happens whenever you do -b and -a. I think it's way more powerful than watching me do it, because it'll make a lot more sense when you actually do it on your own.
Wait, can you say what is the -a again? Sorry.
-a will show you the line return. Right? So instead of giving me the line number, now I know exactly where this person clicked enter and create an extra line, right? You don't, whenever you'll do hashes, you'll see that you're not gonna wanna have spaces in front of things. You're gonna want, maybe if you just wanna do the raw data, we're gonna end up deleting the spaces in front of it. If I were to enter this, I can write that what I want here and add like 3 spaces behind it. And you do it again with just, I can write what I want here with just this without spaces in the back. It will give you a completely different hash value. Okay.
So what will you do if you want to like remove the space?
I would open it in Nano and remove them myself.
Oh, okay.
All right. I just delete this, And of course, these are writing, but and it would matter here that I have this kind of space, right, on the side. Right now, that would matter, right? So think about it. And also, if I change it, you will see where the person has done the changes. So we do MD5 sum to see a hash of a, we talked about hashes in this class. So if I do any kind of changes, the hash will look completely different. And just that extra space and the fact that I remove those spaces will make the hash look completely different. So I know that my file has been modified. Okay? How are we doing? We're good? I can move on to the RM and history. I have a thumbs up from Saida.
Yeah, I think I'm fine.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna want to start deleting files. I worked kind of hard for those other files. So I'm gonna delete only the one in a specific directory. So ls, I think, let's see which one of these directories have things in it. How do I do that? Do you guys remember? No, you guys don't remember?
Do you do the constant one, R?
Yes, R, exactly. So I'm gonna remove everything I've seen students file. Okay, so let me do cd students, right? So now I'm in a different directory, and then I'm gonna do ls. There you go. This is everything that's inside the students directory. So I'm going to start deleting things. We're gonna use rm, right? So let's start with deleting rm. We're gonna delete file 00. So rm stands for remove, right? So rm file 00, right? And if I do this and I do ls, there you go. No more file 00. I'm going to create a couple files right now so that I can show you the next one without deleting everything else, okay? So let me create files called Una. We're going to do A through Z. Let me see if that works. Ah, there we go. Look at this craziness. Awesome. All right. So here we go. We have an extra couple files. And so I'm not going to delete just a single file. I want to delete every file that starts a certain way. And this is kind of like this wildcard. So if I say remove Una star, it means remove anything that starts with the name with these letters, Una, and has something in the back. It doesn't, I don't care what it has after, right? So it has to match Una and then whatever is in the back of it. So I'm going to do it this way. Let's see if I lied. No, sorry, just ls is sufficient. There you go. See how there's no more unas? That's because I remove all the files that starts with OONA, and I don't really care what happens after. It just deleted it.
If you just want delete number of it, then you just do the same thing that you did for touch, right?
Say that one again.
If you just want to delete some of them, then you do the bracket with 0 ... to a certain number, right?
What's always good is that we can actually attempt to do that. You ready? So let's do, what do you want to do? 0 to 7 maybe? Okay, so you want to try remove?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. First of all, let's see if it worked, right? ls, nice. So we can do remove. Let's see if it works. 0 ...
Maybe to like 6.
Oh, to 6? Okay, I like that. Let's see. Nice. Look at that. Una 7. I like it. Nice, Emily. All right. So let's work on these two right here. So first of all, let me remove UNA 7. I'm going to create others so that we have enough. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to leave this alone. Let's try this one right here. So what this is going to do, let's say I'm trying to remove in a hurry. Well, this one would not be in a hurry, but I'm trying to be super cautious here. So I'm going to remove all files. So if I just did this, hold on a second. It would remove every file that starts with file, and I wouldn't care what's after that, right? So really, it would delete every file from file 01 to file 11, right? If I want to actually be a little bit more specific, maybe I just want to remove file 10 and file 11. So I could do this actually, right? Because it's all the files that start with file 1, and I don't care what happens in the end, right? It could be file 10, 11, 13, 17, whatever, right? So if I did this, hold on, are you cooperating? Enter. Let me see what it deleted. Nice. You see this? So no file that starts with a 1. Only everything that starts with everything but 1. So if I had like file 27 would still be here, right? So now I'm super cautious. I want to make sure I'm deleting the right file, right? Because I'm sure you guys have deleted files you're not supposed to. So I'm going to say rm file, and I'm going to do the star -I, right? So then I'm going to click enter. And it's going to say, hey, you sure you want to delete file 1? I'm going to say, yeah, I'm sure. You sure you want to delete file 2? No, I'm going to keep that one. What about file 3? Nope. 4? Yes. 5? Yes. 6? Nope. 7? No. 8? No. 9? Yeah, you can delete that one. So if I do ls, I have kept some of these files. Those are the ones I did not want to delete. Right? So with this one, it asks you. Now, let's say I had a bunch of files and I'm kind of sure that I want to delete them. I would do the same thing, but I would do a capital I. And what is that one going to ask you? Hey, you want to remove 5 arguments in there? And arguments, they mean these files. So if you already know what you got in there, you want to make sure you want to remove all 5 of them. Yep, go right ahead. So I'm going to say yes to that. And what is in this folder now? Oops, all right. Come on. There's absolutely nothing in it, which is why ls is not working. All right, this very last one, I almost had a heart attack earlier because I thought I had deleted absolutely everything in my folder. So let's recreate some noise. All right, there goes my noise. If I want to remove everything, -R means recursively. Everything that's going on inside of this directory is recursively, right? I could do delete. And what is in this file? So that means that if there was a directory in here inside of students, it would also get deleted. Usually, if you are trying to delete everything, but there's a directory inside, it will give you a hard time saying, wait, it's not empty, can't do that. So remove everything recursively. So everything in this directory would get deleted. Okay? All right, so the one thing that's important is, so sometimes as an instructor, I create, so let's say that you were to download, I don't know if I got you guys to download tree last time. I think you guys were on JS and it didn't work, correct? So let's say we're gonna create, we're gonna use the command tree later. You have to install it, or maybe you're installing something that requires multiple commands. You can kind of go through all the trouble, but let's say you walk away from your computer, you delete the file that told you how to download this specific package or this program. You could bring up all the information that you actually input into your terminal, right? And that's by doing history. No, that's not how you spell history. History. So history will tell me absolutely everything that I've entered. And as you can see, I'm on line 513, so it's been a while. But as you can see, it's everything. So this is what I do usually. and we're not going to learn redirection today, but with the history file, what you could do is you could output everything that you've entered in the history and output it into a file for later purposes. You could also turn it into an executable file so that whenever you go to another computer, all you do is run that file, and all the commands that you've used to maybe create this new program will get inputted into this new computer. We're not going to work on that today, but just remember, history will pull out everything that you've been entering into your terminal since this session started. Okay? Are there any questions with the commands that we talked about today?
Can you repeat what is the ls-h again?
ls, so it shouldn't be h by itself. If you look at it, it actually doesn't make sense if you do it. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, actually, did I delete? No, okay, sorry. Again, almost had a heart attack here. That's h. All right, as you can see, nothing is happening, right? But if you did ls-hl, remember what L is? It's a long
list of the, yeah.
So now I get to see this in a, right here, like to you it won't make sense, but when that number is much bigger, making it human readable will make more sense, right? So if it's more than just 4,000, we have like a nice long number. It just renders this easier to read for you, the human. So I'm going to say dash L would make more sense for this one. So H human readable. All right. So, so when this is done, this has been recorded, but when it is over, so when at 3 o'clock or actually at 5, stop.